Wonderhussy here, coming to you live from the eerily semi-deserted streets of Reno, Nevada, aka the biggest little city in the world. It's kind of like a mini Vegas, or like the white trash Vegas or the ghetto Vegas. I don't know. Reno's been the butt of many jokes over the years, and well, I think Reno might be about to have the last laugh, because whereas Vegas has, well, its economy has almost totally collapsed because of COVID, because it's a one industry town with gambling and entertainment, which is non-existent in the time of COVID. Reno actually attracted a bunch of tech startups. There's a big Tesla Gigafactory battery plant right outside town. There's an Apple, some kind of Apple storage facility here, and I think a bunch of other high-tech businesses have moved operations here to Reno. So the city has actually experienced an influx, yikes, of high-tech entrepreneurs and, you know, rich Bay Area techie millennials that were priced out of the Bay Area and moved here because, well, Reno is very transitional, and it's still pretty cheap compared to the Bay Area. That's right, when I say transitional, I mean Reno strikes me as a city that has one foot in the next millennium and is dragging the other leg as dead weight behind it. I mean, you walk around town and you do see a lot of destitute people, homeless people, drug addicts, alcoholics. It's pretty grim. And in fact, it's even worse than Vegas. So in the race of who will survive COVID, I'm not sure who will win, Vegas or Reno. But anyways, I'm here with my girlfriend, Gina. We just got off of a 4-day houseboat trip on Lake Shasta. That's why I'm wearing this captain's hat. Lake Shasta is up in Northern California, but the closest airport she could fly into was here in Reno. So I picked her up here last week. I actually shot a video last week, but I lost some of the audio. So I had to do a do-over, and here I am again. On the way back, I'm bringing her back to the airport in the morning to fly back home to Arkansas. She's from Little Rock, Arkansas. Woo, pig! Right? Isn't that what you guys say? Come on.
Woo, pig city!
Yeah, so I'm taking her back to the airport in the morning, but in the meantime, we got one more night in Reno. Thought we might walk around and, well, do my botched video over again. Anyway, Gina went off to the liquor store over there to get a... Well, here's the sad thing about Reno nowadays. In the day and age of COVID, these casinos are, well, some of them are open, but all the bars are closed. I mean, on our trip out here, we stayed at the Grand Sierra Resort, which is a pretty nice hotel casino, pretty fancy. And the casino was open, but I think half of the tables were shut down, half the machines were shut down, and all of the bars in the casino are closed. You cannot sit at a bar and have a drink. I think the state law in Nevada right now is if a bar serves food, it can remain open. But if it's just a bar, then the governor says it's got to close. So that means all the lounges in the casino are closed. All the bars in the casinos are closed. It's really depressing, and you really can't get a drink anywhere. Like this right here, Ceres Casino, I've never heard of it, but it's one of the very few casinos that's open. But meanwhile, all these other casinos are completely shut down. Look at this. This was I guess that was the Horseshoe, and this was the Nugget, and they're completely closed still. It's really depressing. Apparently, if you have gaming vouchers, you have to call this number to get them. You know, like if you had leftover chips from a bet you won at this casino, well, they can't pay you out anymore because they're closed. So you got to call this number to get your vouchers redeemed. But look inside. Oh my goodness, look at that. They already started ripping out all the slot machines. Yeah, the door's open. You can see it's chained shut with a lock, but if there was a little bit more room, I could stick my camera through and show you, but you'll have to take my word for it. This place it's a ghost town, man. It's crazy. And by the way, this place was semi-famous as the home of the some crazy big burger that they showed on Food Wars. I guess it won Food Wars. Well, it may have won Food Wars, but it lost COVID Wars, let me tell you. Oh, look, Gina's back. Now, because all the bars are closed, Gina had to go to the liquor store and get a tall can.
And I fit in around here, look.
What is it? What'd you get?
It's a pineapple truly.
Hard seltzer in a can. Hey.
But nobody knows because it's in this.
Yeah, it's in a bag. They won't mess with it. Even though there's signs everywhere saying no open containers of alcohol allowed. Even though this is a resort district, because everything's closed, I guess
I'm working side.
you're not supposed to carry booze around, but because we're one of the very few tourists here, they're letting her slide. No one's messing with her. Watch. Here comes the ambassador on the Segway. I bet he won't mess with her. Let's see. Just walking along. Doo-doo-doo. Looking sexy, Gina.
Thanks.
Hi. Okay, wow, that guy talked to us for like a half an hour and he never said a word to her about her beer. Now, granted, he's just an ambassador, he's not a cop, but anyways, like I was saying, this was the Horseshoe, and you can see this is completely boarded up. And then there was this pawn shop next to it that's boarded up, and well, I should probably not film this poor woman because she's going through a hard time. So is this guy. Man, it's just hard to know. There's no way you can really turn your camera in this town and not catch somebody who's going through hard times. This is the liquor store Gina had to go into to get her tall can. This is the sad state of affairs. They know her here. It's just depressing, man. By the way, this is a Thursday night, just before Labor Day weekend, so that could explain some of the lull. Or it could just be that this place is extremely post-apocalyptic and a semi-ghost town. Seems like all it is anymore is mini-marts because the bars are all closed. So you can go in there with your EBT and buy your tall can of seltzer. Look at this. Sitting or lying prohibited. Look at this shuttered souvenir store. It's so depressing. There's like little silver thimbles, Reno earrings. There's a souvenir dice. Guys, like, where's all this stuff gonna end up? Look at this. It used to be a wedding chapel. Now look, this is the most depressing thing I've ever seen. Well, first of all, it's for lease. Looks like a lot of these buildings are owned by the Siegel Group, if you know who that is. They do a lot of these budget motel weekly. But look in front of the wedding chapel. It's just a tall can of Hurricane and a pint of vodka. And wait, a mini of early times. Sad when you think about all the happy memories that were made there by people getting married, you know? Not anymore. There's just all liquor stores here these days. It's crazy. I mean, there are literally no bars open, so these liquor stores are doing a thriving business. This looks like it's another closed casino. Actually, I think this is one of the casinos that they turned into apartments. Because of what I was talking about earlier, all those Bay Area tech people moving out here. My understanding is that they've, actually that ambassador was also telling us they've been tearing down a lot of the old busted motels here and casinos and turning them into apartment buildings. So like you can see here, this is a prime example right here behind me. Look at this. You can see from the faded paint on this building that it used to be a casino. There used to be neon lights on it, but now they've turned it, or they're turning it into the Virginian. And if you look at the doors, you can see that same logo there for the Siegel Group. Siegel Group, I guess they're kind of like a slumlord company that buys dingy old motels and turns them into, well, either weekly rentals, monthly rentals, or I guess they have like higher end short-term rentals. I don't know. I think they're buying a lot of the buildings here in town. It's kind of interesting. Reno is definitely changing. It has a lot of potential, but it's going through a rough transition period right now. Okay, all these shuttered casinos are creepy and kind of depressing and kind of sad. But the saddest one of all is this one right here. Look at this. This is the original Harrah's Casino of the worldwide Harrah's Casino chain. Well, this is the original location here in Reno. You know, it's been here since, gosh, I can't remember. There's a sign that we'll go look at that says, but it's been around for years and years and years, since the 40s, I think. And anyone used to play here from like, well, back in the day, Bill Cosby, Stevie Wonder, the Commodores, Elvis. Gosh, all the stars used to play here. And believe it or not, even this place is being closed down. This corner here was like some fancy steakhouse that used to be here. And it's really depressing because there's all these handprints in the walls of all these stars that came here back in the day, like Sylvester Stallone, Bo Derek, Don Johnson. Look, Arnold Schwarzenegger. Oh, his hands are so small for Arnold Schwarzenegger. Oh, Patrick Swayze, Charlton Heston, Lauren Bacall. Wow, anyone ate at this steakhouse. Look, now it's totally closed. This used to be an entrance. Closure notice. Harrah's Reno, located at 219 North Center Street, Reno, permanently ceased gaming operation on March 17, 2020. All gaming chips and tokens, unless previously discontinued, may be redeemed in person for 120 days at any of the following Reno, Nevada locations. So you can basically take your chips to the few other hotels that are still open and get your money back. And look at these bands that were supposed to play here, these events that never got to happen. I mean, Annie DeFranco, February 21st, Queen with some Queen tribute band, February 23rd. These still happened, I'm sure. But March 7th, I think the quarantine had already started then. So G11 Special Sauce probably got canceled. 38 Special, March 13th, I'm sure that was canceled. Sheila E. was probably canceled. And the Mavericks were probably canceled. I mean, it's really hard to underestimate how devastating this pandemic is to live entertainment. I mean, I'm from Vegas, and I know a ton of people that worked in the entertainment industry back in Vegas. And they're almost all out of work. Yikes, there's like the Breaking Bad mobile home. Oh look, here's what used to be the main entrance to Harrah's. Let's see if we can see anything inside. Can you see anything?
Oh, it's just creepy looking.
Oh yeah, it's just completely empty. Look. Oh, sorry about the glare. You really probably can't see too much. But yeah, it's just a completely empty casino. You know what they're going to do? They're going to auction off everything in there. All the chairs, tables, fixtures, furnishings. Everything has to go. Oh, here you can see better here.
Yeah, much better.
Oh my gosh. So depressing.
Everything like piled up in a line.
Yeah, all the chairs are just piled up. Those little round cocktail tables from the Keno Lounge. Oh my gosh. Sad. That place was open for a long time. Oh man, it was worth a try. I just feel like it'd be so amazing to get inside this. This Harrah's Casino spans like 2 city blocks. It's huge, and it would be so interesting to walk around a completely deserted casino. Unfortunately, I don't think we're gonna get in. They have it pretty well locked up because of all the homeless people here. Anyway, we came over here to this Harrah's when we were here last week, and we were snooping around because Gina and I both love abandoned places, and we thought, oh, wouldn't it be amazing if there was just an open door, or somehow we were able to sneak into this casino. And as we were snooping around, we actually met the developer. There's a trailer over here. I don't know if you can see, the light's kind of wonky. It says Reno City Center. Coming soon, Reno City Center. That's the project that they are renovating the old Harrah's to become, I think it's going to be condos and retail and dining. Won't be a casino anymore. I mean, Reno has totally changed. No more gambling. Look, the doors are literally boarded up over here. But yeah, here you can see the little bit of the history of this place. 1946, that's when the first Harrah's opened in Reno. So, man, this place has been around for a while. But yeah, like I was saying, the old Reno is no more. It's not really about gambling and entertainment so much as it is, well, I guess all these places are turning into high-rises. Matter of fact, this hotel, I think, used to be a casino hotel. Now it's called the Whitney, I think it's called the Whitney Peak. And look at the side. Instead of being all about gambling, they turned it into a rock climbing wall. You can actually climb up the side of this high-rise hotel. Boy, I can think of a lot of things I'd rather do than climb up the side of a hotel. Okay, before we leave this main tourist area, there's one more gift shop that I want to show you, because to me this just really kind of says everything about what's going on in Reno right now. So first of all, it's just your traditional little small Reno gift shop where you would buy your Reno souvenirs, can of beer, whatever, shot glasses, your typical souvenir shot glasses. I don't get drunk, I get awesome. Or I got tipsy in Reno. Drinks well with others. That kind of stuff. Reno hats, dice, lucky figurines, masks. But then over here, this is the best. Look at this. I didn't ask to be a princess, but if the crown fits. And they got this really depressing cutout of this little girl with a friggin' mask stuck on her. Same over here. And then look at this one. Look at this baby cruising Reno, Nevada. And look how they even cut out the hair on the baby's head. Man, I just find that supremely depressing. Okay, now it's getting to be a little bit later in the evening. Oh, look, the football girls are taking their picture under the Reno sign, which is lit up now. How cute is that? Oh, look at them sexy female football players. And meanwhile, the sound of sirens. Man, I actually love this city a lot. I can actually see moving here, but I think I missed the boat. I think house prices are like through the roof here because there's a shortage of housing to begin with, and all these rich tech people bought up all the good ones. So from what I've heard, it's almost impossible to get a place here anymore. Too late for me. I guess I'll have to stay in Vegas. Okay, we gotta wait outside here because Gina had to go to the bathroom, and so she went into that casino. But I don't want to go in there because there's A, they don't allow you to shoot video inside casinos, and B, there's really loud music playing and it's copyrighted music, and then I won't be able to monetize this video. So I'm just gonna show some B-roll of what I shot earlier. Being in these casinos is surreal. Like I said earlier, half of the table games are open, but all the bars are closed. And to be honest, not that many people are really coming to gamble with everything else that's going on right now. So it's a pretty sparsely populated casino. Not that many people in there to begin with. And then there's these weird mask regulations. I mean, you have to wear a mask when you're indoors at all times, except when actively sipping a drink or actively smoking a cigarette. There's even like a diagram that shows you how to take your mask off, take a sip of your drink, and then put your mask back on. Like, it's just grim, man. I'd really have to want to gamble to come here right now, because it kind of seems like all the fun has been taken out of, well, all the fun's been taken out of Reno. Gosh, I don't know what's taking Gina so long, but it's getting dark, and I wanted to show you guys one more place before I lose light. And, well, she went in this hotel to go to the bathroom, but they actually removed the outside door handles so that you can't get in. They're trying to limit it, I guess, to like you can only enter through certain doors and exit through other doors. But I just saw a local guy who looked like he knew what he was doing, and he came right on up to this door and stuck his fingers in the crack and pried it open. So I guess we can get in this way whether they want us to or not. You know, where there's a will, there's a way. Okay, so I found Gina, and we're gonna walk over to this one last place I wanted to show you guys. But on the way, look at this. Here's an example. Here's that Whitney Peak Hotel I was telling you about, where the rock climbing wall in the front. Looks like it's pretty upscale. I think it was like about $200 a night on Orbitz, but it's huge. And then look next to it. I think that's an apartment high-rise. I think it used to be a hotel, and they turned it into what looks to be pretty nice high-rise apartments. You know, that looks like something you'd see in Miami. But it's right here in good old Reno, Nevada. Isn't that a trip? Like, the skyline here is changing. The whole nature of the city is changing. And, well, I was trying to ask that ambassador guy we were talking to on the Segway what he thought about it, and he didn't really seem to have too strong of an opinion, or maybe he's just trained not to say what he thinks. But he was born and raised here, and I figured the locals might be kind of like, these Californians moving in here, driving up rents, but he didn't seem to jump on that bandwagon. So I'm not sure what the local people here think about all this new development. I mean, on the one hand, it must be kind of nice to see all these grungy old hotels being torn down and repurposed. But on the other hand, I don't know, I kind of feel like in downtown Vegas, where I live, I like those grungy old hotels. They give character, you know, that's why I moved to Vegas. But then again, sometimes I do find all that stuff kind of depressing, so gosh, I don't know. I guess it's just a mixed bag. Anyways, we're trying to walk over to this one last place that I want to show you guys before it gets dark. So I better stop yakking and get walking. Okay, now we're rolling up on this place that's called the Bonanza Inn. You can see that it had king and queen tea hones. I think maybe kings and queens and phones, cable TV and phones. I think this entire motel is abandoned. There's a bunch of cars in the parking lot, but half of them don't have license plates, you might notice. And then there's this busted limo parked over there that's like missing 2 wheels. But the lobby is what's fascinating. The lobby is, well, it's obviously closed, but it's jam-packed full of all kinds of weird stuff. Look. I mean, this lobby is just jam-packed with stuff. Sorry about the glare, but you can see there's like an Ansel Adams book. There's a stuffed alpaca rocking chair. There's just like boxes and boxes of junk, old water bottles, old monitor. You can see the check-in desk back there. Stuff piled all over it. I don't know what the situation is in this in this office, but it's clearly no longer a motel office. Now look here, this was the swimming pool, and you can see this has been drained a long time ago. No one's been in any of these rooms for a long time. They're probably going to turn this into a They're probably going to turn this into a high-rise apartment building too. Look, you can see a crack here inside the office. Oh wow, I think somebody's living back here. Let me see. Oh, maybe not. I don't know. Okay, let's just go upstairs and see if we can peek in one of the rooms. Yeah, all these rooms are empty now.
It's too dark.
Oh, I can't see anything.
Siri, turn on flashlight.
Oh wow, yeah, you can see. It's just empty hotel rooms though.
There you go.
Wow, they're still so nice though, you know? They're not busted up yet. No homeless in here. So I guess they're probably going to do the same thing here. Sell off all the furniture, sell off the carpets, the fixtures, and then either tear it down. Oh, here, let's go out on this patio.
Yeah.
Either tear it down or just kind of refurbish it and turn it into high-rise apartments. Here's an overhead shot of the empty swimming pool. Probably a really nice pool back in its day. No, we're walking over here because there's kind of like this little patio that overlooks the street. Okay, now we're up on the patio, overlooking the abandoned pool. This is kind of, I don't know what this was, just some kind of deck with some really gross old office furniture out on it now. Uh-oh. Caution tape and a vodka bottle. There's Reno, guys. Okay, now let's go back over to the other side. There's one last thing I wanted to show you guys at this creepy hotel.
Here, you want me to look in another room?
Sure.
This one looks like it's been used.
Uh-oh, somebody's been sleeping in here.
Siri, turn on flashlight.
Oh, wow, they didn't make the bed in this one. I wonder what happened.
Look at the refrigerators.
Oh, the refrigerators. Well, maybe they just didn't get around to cleaning it. Yeah. Oh, weird. Maybe they just didn't make that room up. It's interesting though, the TV in the corner, it's still one of those old kind of TVs. Looks like there's a sign in the bathroom, but you can't quite read what it says.
That's kind of creepy. It looks like a murder scene. Like they cleaned out the fridge where all the body parts were.
Okay, let's check out that busted up old abandoned limo. I mean, look at this thing. This might have been the hotel limo at one time. Not anymore. I mean, look at the roof. It's totally blistered, peeled. The whole side window is just blown out. Oh wow, look, here comes somebody. There's some guy walking back there. There's a guy behind you. Yikes. No telling how many homeless people are still squatting in the recesses and alcoves and hallways up there. Even though you can't get in the rooms, you know what I mean? They could just be in the bushes. Yikers. But there's one last thing I want to show you about this place. Look at this. I just love the sign there. I'm going to zoom in on it for you. Look at that. Best rest in the West. Okay, well, all those creepy old abandoned hotels are a lot of fun to go poking around, but, well, you do have to spend the night somewhere, and so we got a room here at the Sands Hotel. And, well, what's interesting about the Sands Hotel, well, what's interesting about Reno in general is there's a bunch of art all over town from the Burning Man Festival. That there is a piece of art that was out at the Burning Man Festival, and I guess they sold it to the city of Reno. A bunch of LED light-up acrylic squares. You know, it's cool, but let me tell you something. Stuff like that is a lot more impressive when you're on drugs, riding your bike around the middle of the desert, if you know what I mean. But it does kind of add to the surreality of this whole situation, you know? And that's just one more thing I love about Reno in the year 2020. You know what I mean? There's like something to be said for places that are in a transitionary phase, and I feel like Reno's at a real crossroads right now, and it's, frankly, I find it fascinating. Okay, now let's go to our room. Okay, here's what you get at the Sands Hotel in Reno. Rate for this room was about $60, including resort fees. And I think this is a pretty good value for 60 bucks. What do you think?
It's nice.
2 queen beds. Little table and chairs over here. City view. I can see my rig down there, which is nice. I can keep an eye on it, make sure nobody's breaking in and stealing my stuff. We got a flat screen TV, desk. I'll show you guys the bathroom. Oh, there's a little coffee maker. Looks like we have some, some pretty basic coffee packets. 1, 2 regular and 2 decaf. That's pretty standard, but actually for a casino, sometimes they don't even give you coffee in the room, so that's nice. Usually they want you to go downstairs to the casino to buy coffee. Here's the bathroom. Bathroom's pretty, I don't know, little on the janky side. They got those refillable shampoo conditioners, so not the little ones you get to take with you. The tile's clean and fairly new. The towels are mid-weight, not super thick, but not super thin. Somewhere right in between. Slightly dingy ice bucket. These weird refillable lotion and soap dispensers. I don't think the counter was dirty like this. I think Gina did that. It's her makeup because she's got this soiled towel that she used.
That was to clean my shoes.
Yeah, so I think that was from her. Anyway, for 60 bucks, I feel like it's a pretty good value. And after all that walking around and absorbing the craziness of Reno, it sure does feel nice to have a clean, safe place to pass out. Right, Gina?
Right.
All right, well, I better get going to bed because I got to get up at friggin' 6 o'clock to take her to the airport. Because unfortunately, Gina's got to go back to Arkansas. But we'll see you next time, Gina.
Bye.